Hello, it's Chris Voss here from the chrisvossshow.com, the chrisvossshow.com. Got a blog post you want to share with you. This is from Rosewill.com. That's Rosewill.com. We've reviewed a number of their products on the chrisvossshow.com. In fact, we'll be reviewing also some really cool DJ headphones that they've taken and sent us. So make sure you get a chance to look at those on the Chris Voss Show or search for them. We've also reviewed one other power supply. It's their Fortress 750, and we've also reviewed one of their giant gaming cases. So a lot of cool stuff that we're showing on the chrisvossshow.com from Rosewill. Just search in the upper right-hand corner for Rosewill, and you'll see all the great stuff we've reviewed so far. Great stuff for building your own computer, and you can see other different products we've featured that help you understand how you can build a much better computer if you build it yourself than some of that crap you buy right off the shelf. So, build your own computer, and we're going to show you how to do it with some of this fun stuff. Now, power supplies are important because power supplies power your board, your electronics, and everything else. And if you don't have enough, your board and your processors and everything probably either won't work or won't work well enough. I found that out the hard way one time when I got a bad power supply. So, getting a good power supply is super important, especially if you want to be a gamer, you want to have lots of fun with your computer and run it and be able to get lots of performance. So let's get into this and we'll find out more about the Rosewill Hive series, Hive 650. Okay, so what we have here is the Rosewill 650 Hive. They, of course, make this in other models, a 550 and a 750. It's got an 80-plus bronze rating and a 3-year warranty. Rosewill's really great about backing up their products and their warranties. We've tested, like I said, other power supplies out from Rosewill and been very impressed with them. Let's take a look at some of the ratings and the information that we can get here, because this is very important when you're buying a board and building your computer, making sure you have enough power to power your board, your processor, and everything else and all the toys that you want to add on to it. So this is the 650 here. They've got comparative models for the 750 and the 550 watt models, but this is the one that we're picking up today. So you can see some of the DC outputs, the amperes that we're going to take and have, and also the watts. So you can get an idea as to some of the different outputs you're going to get depending upon what wattage you're using. Okay, so let's roll this puppy over this way. Let's talk about some of the other elements you're going to get with this. Now, you can see here we've got a graph that compares the Hive 750, 650, and 550. Now, it depends on how many of these pins that you want. For your SATA drives, do you want more pins? Molex 4 pins, floppies, all that sort of good stuff up and down. For the most part, you're going to get pretty much getting everything except for the 750 seems to have a EPS 12 volt 8 pin to it. And of course, you get more with the 650 and 750 here. And you also get more with the Molex 4 pin on the 750. So you can decide what you need to power your board, what sort of different things that you want to add on to it, and if you want these different things to be able to give you the power supply you need. It's an ATX 12 volt version 2.31 and EPS 12 volt 2.92. 80 plus bronze certified. These are important ratings for gamers. Full range active PFC, EUP rating, ready. Multi-GPU support. So you got that. Silent 135 millimeter fan with auto speed control. This is really important. It's one thing to have a lot of power, but it's one thing to have it quiet. I had a very powerful power supply, I don't know, 6 years ago, back in the old days, if you will, of computers. The thing was so noisy. It was incredible. So having a nice quiet fan is definitely important. Modular cable design, high quality Japanese primary capacitor, overcurrent voltage, temperature, and power protection. Now that's very important if you get overcurrents and temperature and all that sort of good stuff, that it doesn't fry your system. So very good to have that. Under voltage protection also, and short circuit protection. Very important in protecting your computer. 3-year warranty, 1-to-1 replacement. So let's go ahead and open this up. This thing is one heavy bad boy. It's almost like you can almost hit somebody with this, and it would not fare well for the other person. Let's just put it that way. But you wouldn't want to use that for this purpose. It's a much better purpose to use this for your power supply for your computer, mainly because the police will probably come take it if you hit someone with it. I'm just kidding, of course. So let's take a look at all the cool toys that we have in here. We have your power supply. Of course. That's, I'm sorry, your user manual for the power supply. That's very important to have. Power cable for the power supply, another important feature. And then over here, what we have is a bag. Looks like, let's go ahead and open this up. This is makes a nice travel bag too if you're a tech. Looks like we have all the different add-onable parts stuff. This one's, so you don't see labels there. Looks like we've got one where you can see they've got PC Express labels on here. And let's see, what else do we have? We have another bundle. So we have 3 different bundles of plugins, cables, all sorts of different connectors, as you can see here. Just about everything you probably think of and need when it comes to plugging in your stuff. Let's see, it looks like we also have some zip ties that come with it. Make sure we've got everything in the bag, and we have your screws to screw the power supply into the back of your machine, which we'll be doing here in a second. And you end up with a nice little mesh grab bag on top of that, so you can use that if you're a tech for other stuff. Now, what's really cool is all their cables are covered in this, I want to say meshy again stuff. So it helps keep everything together, keeps it from getting loose. If you notice here, they've got good rubberized ends on all the things, so they're not going to get ripped up, ripped loose, and all that good stuff, unless you really apply a lot of torque to them, of course. But for the most part, you can see here that they're really well built when it comes to the cables, when it comes to the plug-ins. These aren't your cheap, built in China sort of stuff, as far as I can see, you know. Well built, something that you're not going to have 50,000 wires like I have in my computer running around being crazy. So let's take a look at this. Looks like we've got the box here itself, and you've got the main cabling that's going to come out of it. Let's go ahead and pull the box out. Okay, so you can take a look here, and this is the bad boy innards itself. Does that look like it's not going to do power or what? So you've got a nice sleek area in the background. Now you can see here where you can plug in all the different things you need to plug in, of course, with those cables. It looks like another smart thing is they've got probably the red for the red, looks like, and they've got, of course, the black for the black. Looks like it'll go this way to plug in for the black. So you got that, and then of course you got your cables to come out this way. And let's take a look at what's on the bottom. It looks like this tells us more about what the ratings are in power supply is in this, so that if you ever like, wonder if I have enough power, you can always check the box. So they're very easy to install. You slide them in, and hopefully you have a really nice case from Rosewill, like we're going to show you here in a second, or Rosewill, where you can slide it in and it gives it support and makes it rock and roll. So let's go to that stage. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to be installing this actually in a Rosewill Thor V2. This is a Rosewill Thor V2. This is a beautiful giant case with tons of fans and powers and everything else. So we're going to be installing the system. We want to show you the beautiful case we got from Rosewill that we're going to be installing this in. So be sure to check out the review we did on the chrisvossshow.com of the Thor V2. Awesome freaking case. Highly recommend it. Okay, so now as you can see here, they've got 2 different things you can plug the wires in for. You can plug in the black wires if you have a SATA, floppy, peripheral, you can do all that. Or if you're doing a lot of PCI work on plugins, you can plug in on this side. So you've got 2 different options you can play with. Okay, so there you have it. We got it installed nice and quiet, rocking and rolling. So sounds like a peach. In fact, the only thing I can hear is this other fan that's beside here that's started up. So yep, it's in, rocks and roll. Love it. So we're all super impressed with the Rosewill Hive 650. Be sure to check it out at rosewill.com. That's rosewill.com. Chris Voss tested, Chris Voss approved. Tell him Chris Voss sent you. Be sure to check it out. We're going to be giving away 2 of these in a special giveaway for the next 30 days. So be sure to enter for that giveaway below. And that should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you'll see this within the first 30 days of issuance and be able to get in on that contest. So be sure to check it out. They had a number of other great power supplies and stuff that we've tested. Rock and roll. Thanks for coming by.